everybody, what's up? Simman here, coming at you. This is gonna be the Gamer's Voice, episode number 4. It's 4 episodes so far. That's pretty cool, and I'm surprised on how many views this actually gets. Usually I get about over 100 views within the first day. That's awesome. I'm really glad I've made a series that everyone likes to watch. But anyways, getting on with the program. Alright, basically the topic today is resellers. As you can see above me, resellers. Alright. Now the thing is about resellers, they are our natural I can't even say it. Our enemies. There we go. They are our enemies. But some of them can be good. Okay? First of all, resellers, about 60% of them like to Jew everybody out of getting those classic retro games that we all used to have and love and played, back when we were kids or when we were teenagers or whenever. But yeah, I've seen ridiculous prices go for Super Mario Brothers 64 for like $25, $30. Like recently I went down to my pawn shop downtown and they had the Super Mario 64 there for $25. I mean, that's insane. And I asked them why they would sell that game there for $25, and their excuse was that's how much it's going for online. And I told them, that's the collector's price for it, but what about the people that actually want to play it and use it? And then they really didn't have anything to say. They were just like, well, if you're not going to buy it, then just don't question us about it. And that's why I don't go to 3 out of the 5 pawn shops that are in my town. There's only 2 of them that I go to because they're really good on prices, decent on prices. Even on new school games, like current gen games, like PS3 games, like that pawn shop I showed you guys that I was at with Tommy Boy, 4550, where all their 360, PS3, Wii games are $10, and their PSP games and DS games and Game Boy games are $5 each. And that's pretty fair if you ask me. I mean, come on. I mean, you can't get a better deal down there. And the one pawn shop that I'm still trying to get in contact with to see if I can get the job still, I will be going down there Monday or Tuesday to talk to Mike about it. So hopefully everything goes good with that, and I will let you guys, keep you guys updated on what's going on down there. But anyways, back to the subject on resellers. And I haven't really noticed any resellers in my town at, flea markets. Sorry, I had a brain fart. At flea markets, I haven't really had a problem, like, seeing them selling something overly priced, because there's only, I've only been to a couple of flea markets in my towns since a year ago. We rarely have them around here. And there's going to be, I think there's going to be one again pretty soon out of town somewhere, like 10 or 15 minutes out of town. But the last flea market I went to was like 5 to 10 minutes out of my town. And that's where I got all those Pokemon Team Rocket cards for I must have gotten like 12 to 15 packs for $10. And they were all first edition packs, and I couldn't believe it. And Tommy Boy 4550 picked up a Game Boy there, an original Game Boy, I believe, for like $5 or $10 with Tetris in it, I think. Now that was a fair deal, okay? And another thing I hate too is that when resellers try to resell games, they try to get the highest price possible. Like, let's see, say if someone had Legend of Zelda for the NES, the gold cart, they would think automatically this game's like $50-$60. Let me go try and sell it for that much. Fuck that. Go on eBay and check, or go to rarityguide.com and check, okay? Now the thing is too, is that there's 2 kinds of resellers in my eyes. There's one, the resellers that sell fair prices, and 2, the ones that try to Jew you, okay? And so far I haven't really had any resellers Jew me. not really. Like right now, there's a posting on Craigslist for a regular Nintendo with like 2 or 3 games, Mario games, okay, for $50. Now, if the NES had a new pin connector in it and it came with 2 controllers and a zapper, and the games were in really good condition, then yes, that would be worth it. But there's barely no description or anything about it, so it's stupid. Plus, I've got like 3-4 NES systems right now, and yeah. So far, all the resellers I came in contact with have always been fair with me. I haven't talked to anybody down on prices, because the prices usually are pretty fair when I've seen them. And another thing is too that I was going to talk about was basically how when they like go to when they go to thrift stores or whatever, and they like Goodwill or a pawn shop, and they pick up a game that's like $2 or $3. Like for instance, someone goes out to Goodwill, they find Final Fantasy VII Black Label for $2, and it comes complete and everything, you know, and it's the case is kind of beat up, the discs are kind of beat up, kind of scratched, and yet they still want top dollar for it. That right there pisses me off, and I'm pretty sure it would piss you off too. And another thing is too is that I really hate. I'm not saying none of you guys are. I'm just saying, you know, something that I hate even more is people that collect video games, that say they're a collector, but then turn around and sell everything that they buy. You know, I can understand if you have doubles or whatever, but this is everything that you pick up, you sell, and you say that you're a collector. That you don't even deserve to be called a collector, a retro collector. If you do that, that is retarded. Excuse me, I had to take a drink there. But anyway, sorry about that, guys. My camera died. I had to charge it for a little bit. But anyway, back to what I was going to say. I'd like to tell you guys another little story at a pawn shop. I went to this little pawn shop downtown, you know, and it doesn't have much, but it does have a few good things. Like recently, about maybe 3-4 months ago, I went down there with my brother Chad, and they had a big box of PlayStation games with strategy guides and a PS1 console in there, and a couple of memory cards, and I don't think it had a controller or the hookups for it. And they were asking $50 for it. You know, I figure, you know, hey, that's a good price, because they had like at least 30 games in there or more. And I was like, you know, $50 is a fair price. Can I look at it? And they said, sure. As I was going through the games, okay, this is another thing that pisses me off. As I was going through the games, let's see, maybe 25 out of the 30 plus games were sports. And I asked them, you know, if I gave you 20, would you take 20 for this and leave all the sports games out? And they said no. And they asked me why, and I told them the sports games usually don't really sell that well, and plus they're old. And he told me that, well, I sell sports games here pretty often. When I put them up, they get sold like that. And I asked him again, you know, well, you wouldn't have a problem in reselling these then, right? And then he asked me if I was getting cocky with them. That right there fucking pissed me off. I was just like, you know what, just forget about it. And then I walked out. I mean, I've been in there a few times before that too. Like, they were selling Atari games for $5 each. Okay? That's fucked up. Now, if they're rare games or whatever, that's cool. And another thing, here's another thing I want to get off my chest, okay? People complain about, I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to say who, you know, whatever, take it as you want. But people complain about prices on rare games or games they really want to get. Alright? Like, basically, if I went out and I seen, and if I did not have this yet, and if I seen Air Fortress complete in the box, in outstanding condition for like $15 or $20, you goddamn right I'm gonna pay that much for that game to get it, and I still would, because the box copy that I got is kind of crap because it has a tag on the back and on the game and everything. That's fucked up. I mean, if I seen Super Smash Brothers complete in the box for like 15, 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks, and depending on the condition, see, this is how I do it. Depending on how good the condition is, and if they want a little more than what I would pay for it, then I would take into consideration based on how everything looks. That's how I do it. And if they had it for like 25 bucks down at a pawn shop or at Goodwill or something, I'd carefully look at the condition of the game, the manual, the box, and if it was in decent condition, I'd pick it up. Same with the game, same with anything like that. Anything. But you also got these people who go out and say they want a really good deal on games, pay like $1 each for like a Sega Genesis game, for like Earthworm Jim, Booger Man, Sonic 3D Blast maybe, and then they turn around and want top dollar for it. That pisses me off. Okay, that really irks me. I'm sorry. I mean, if you're offended, I'm sorry, but I'm just getting this off of my chest. That pisses me off when people try and go out and look for the best deal possible and then go around trying to sell it for top dollar. That really pisses me off. You're not a collector in my book. But yeah, that's the way I feel about shit like that. I mean, if you're gonna go out and get something for like a really cheap deal, and you want to turn around and sell it for the max price or whatever, no, I'm sorry. But anyway, I wouldn't do that. Like for instance, if I had, let's see, Earthbound, okay? If I had Earthbound, Earthbound loose, and I wanted to sell it, and I got it for maybe $5 or $10 at a pawn shop or at Goodwill or something like that, I'd probably sell it for about 40 or 50 bucks, depending on the condition. And that's what everybody's got to look out for too, the condition of the shit, okay? That's one thing I look out on resellers for, depending on how it looks, how the pins look too. I always make sure the pins are clean. Because if they're not clean, it's not going to work with their shit, okay? But, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me on everything that I just said, or on just parts, or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to make a video response, go ahead. Let's see, get some shout outs out there to Master of Tuba 3, CCS 716, RRob78, David Lee T, Tom 360 Degrees, Hop is Fine, Nintendo Soft, let's see, Goffman, aka Spokesman. I hope you're doing alright, buddy. Can't wait for your next video to come out. RPG Machine 86. Almost forgot you. I can never forget you. You're a fucking awesome guy. Alright, guys. If you haven't checked out those channels yet, go ahead and check them out. Awesome guys. Awesome friends of mine. This has been the Sim Man. Signing off.
Rise from your grave.